When you hear the word cryptid, what comes to mind? Bigfoot, Wendigos, Skinwalkers, the Mothman, and many more. But what if I told you there is a cryptid so terrifying that you may never be able to sleep without the lights on again? Normally, these creatures can only be found in Australia. However, these marsupial monstrosities have had sightings in areas all over the planet, including the United States. The sightings of these creatures have adopted the anomalies to be known as phantom kangaroos. These horrifying creatures have hook nails, springy feet, and disgusting bone pouches. They stuff their young. I'm sorry. I ruined it. I'm sorry. Hey, what is up, crew? We are back again with another video, and today we are going to be covering the phenomenon known as the phantom kangaroo. So, don't forget to put on your tinfoil hats, because you never know when the government is watching, and let's get into it. But before we do, thank you for watching. So the phenomenon known as phantom kangaroos regards to sightings of normal people sighting kangaroos in places they're not supposed to be. Kangaroos are native to Australia, so you seeing a kangaroo out in the wild in the United States, France, whatever country that comes to mind that it's not native to, that would be a phenomenon known as the phantom kangaroo. Now, it's an urban myth and legend, so some of these stories can fluctuate from being terrifying to just being a regular kangaroo hanging out in like the woods, probably like smoking a blunt with Bigfoot or something. You know what I'm saying? So for a better understanding of phantom kangaroo, I've written out a timeline of the more well-known cases that have happened around the world of phantom kangaroos. So let's get into it. Starting in 1831, two sailors visiting New Zealand off of the South Island came back to Australia reporting sightings of a 30-foot kangaroo. That when they had confronted it and seen it, they said it had jumped in the water and swam away after seeing them. Now, I don't know about you, but if I seen a 30-foot kangaroo, I'd probably think it's a dinosaur and try to run away. What do you think that thing was? There was probably two of these New Zealand, they're like, "Good day, mate. Oh, is that a dingo? No, it's a freaking kangaroo." And then they tried to run away, and that thing probably was like, I'm gonna stuff you in my sack. But then it jumped in the water and swam away. Man, I would be terrified. So, understandably, that was the first reported case of a phantom kangaroo. Now, another case of phantom kangaroos would be in the 1920s in Scotland. There would be an island habitated by a bunch of little wallabies. Now, it's unexplained how these wallabies got there and how they got there, but I like to believe that these disgusting creatures, kangaroos, wallabies, they are evolving. They originated in Australia, but they started swimming off. That's how they ended up in New Zealand. A giant one ended up in New Zealand. It went around, laid a bunch of eggs, hatched, and then those little ones, the wallabies, swam to Scotland, to the little island in Scotland, and now they're cohabitating in there. And they're slowly going to take over the planet if we don't do something about them. It's going to be worse than the Emu War.
Oh my God.
Alright, if we don't start slaughtering kangaroos now, they're going to be running the world. It's going to be like Planet of the Apes, but Planet of the Kangaroos. Have you seen Kangaroo Jack? That movie is terrifying. Eventually, they would populate in the United States, with a new sighting being in 1934 in South Pittsburgh, Tennessee, where multiple witnesses had reported seeing a giant kangaroo eating ducks, geese, and also dogs. Not only are they evolving, but they're also becoming more carnivorous. This is just another case of why we should kill kangaroos. I think the next YouTube boxing match should be me between a kangaroo so I can knock that fool out. I think kangaroos are way overblown for their physical capabilities, and I think I could knock one out in a kickboxing match. If I saw this kangaroo eating my dog, I'd shoot it, and then I'd eat it. And then by the equivalent, I'd probably be eating my dog if I ate the kangaroo. So, yeah. In 1974, in Chicago, Illinois, 2 police would receive a report of a kangaroo jumping around Chicago, Illinois. The 2 police would eventually find the kangaroo and would be incapable of catching it. After the kangaroo had gotten away, there had been multiple reports of a kangaroo jumping around the Chicago area for up to a month until the report ceased. If you ask me, they're getting smarter, and we need to do something about it. How much you want to bet it was just jumping around stuffing dead dogs in its disgusting little sack? In 1978, 2 men would photograph a large kangaroo in Wisconsin. The kangaroo hit a pose, hit a peace sign, split, bounced out of that joint, and he got out of there before anybody could do anything. In Japan, Miyagi City, from 2002 to 2011, there would be reports of phantom kangaroo sightings all across that island. I heard that Kangaroo Jack was looking for smoke with Godzilla, and Godzilla never pulled up. Godzilla may have atomic breath, but can he bounce like Kangaroo Jack can? I don't think so. In 2013, 2 hunters in Oklahoma would upload a video documenting a kangaroo jumping around a hunting field. That same year, North Salem, New York would also have people uploading videos of wallabies jumping around in that area. If you ask me, this only tells me that they're multiplying and we have to do something about it. These disgusting creatures are horrifying and I don't know if I can take it anymore. Speculation time. So, what do you think? For me, I'd like to think that these kangaroos are actually starting to evolve. They started on Australia. They're little evil creatures that like to drown dogs. I don't know if you've seen those videos, but they're horrifying. And they just started to swim offshore. It starts in New Zealand in the 1800s, swimming around. There's a giant one because it's out there eating the freaking emu eggs or something, and it mutates. And it's hatching all these little eggs, these little spider kangaroos. And then they swim off, they go spread across the planet, and that phenomenon starts the phantom kangaroo. But if that's too outlandish, some people would try to explain this away by saying that they are escaped zoo animals or pets. For me, that doesn't seem reasonable, because why would you have those monsters as pets? If one of those things tried to get close to me, I'd headbutt it. And then when it tries to get in for a clinch, I'd sweep its legs, go in, ground and pound, knock it out before it gets the chance to stuff me in its sack and treat me like its little baby. You know, the reason they're probably being found in the United States is because they're jumping around stuffing dead bodies in sacks. You think the giant one in New Zealand was jumping around? It was probably just grabbing humans and stuffing it in its sacks so it could eat it like snacks for later. I'm scared. I'm scared. Another explanation could be that these are ghosts. Ghost kangaroos. Another explanation could be that these are species of marsupials that were once native to the land and thought extinct. However, somehow they managed to survive in the United States and in other countries, and the people cohabitating that space just were not aware. Oftentimes, just because things are reported or there's a consensus does not make it true. So perhaps these are an ancient species that somehow survived and have managed to stay hidden all these years. Some can speculate that these species are also members of secret societies, and they're the ones pulling the strings in the government. Anyways, that's the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me hear your theories, your thoughts, everything. I'd love to hear. I like your personality. And yeah, see you in the next one. Bye-bye! Yo, Jackie Legs was just 14 when his parents decided to build a very strange machine. It was built the world unseen. He's gotta catch him all cause he's a phantom. Gotta catch him all cause he's a phantom. So Jackie took a look inside of it. Molecules got all rearranged. He's a phantom. When he woke up, he had glowing green eyes. He could disappear and fly. He was much more unique than the other kangaroo. Yeah, he's gotta bounce him off cause he's a kangaroo. Gotta bounce him off cause he's a kangaroo. Gotta bounce him off cause he's a kangaroo.